We were just talking to Sam a little bit about, the last time you and him and Maui, had this kind of run was the last home game, the Knicks game, a few weeks ago. I guess, can you look back at that sort of first experience you had with that many minutes, that many shots to tonight? What did you learn from that? How did you apply it? Did it help at all, or what?
I think it definitely helped. I think a big thing was just being able to take away from that first game against the Knicks. I watched all the film. Khris sat down with me and watched all my minutes with me, and I was able to learn a lot. I think I did a better job in terms of, shot selection. I think that, on defense, obviously there's still room to improve. I think I was a little better than I was in the Knicks game, and we played a little bit of man tonight. We didn't do that the first time around, so that was good. But I think it was definitely good to get out there against the Knicks to be able to come out and do what we did tonight. I wish we could have got a win, but those guys were knocking down a lot of threes tonight, so it was tough.
Did you notice at all if I know Charlotte said, hey, they don't really know who's playing or what until maybe just before the game, but did they defend you differently, I guess? Maybe the Knicks, there's no film on you, for instance, or very little. And now there's a night like tonight when maybe there's a little bit of a scouting work. I don't know, did you notice anything like that in terms of how you were playing or what shots you did get?
Early in the game, they had Graham on me, and he wasn't giving me a lot of space, to start the game out. I'm sure they told him how I played against the Knicks, but it's nothing that, I don't think I could handle. So, just got to play through that stuff. It's part of playing, it's scouting. So, yeah.
Eric Name.
What do you kind of feel like is the difference between what, a rep, a shot, a look, a possession might look like when you're playing with Giannis and Khris and Drew, and then what it might look like when it's just you guys kind of in one of these games? Because you've kind of gotten a chance to do both.
Yeah, I think, with this lineup, it's more, at times where, tonight they got me a lot of good looks, but it's a little more creating for myself, whereas, playing with Giannis, Khris, Drew, it's more, not being as aggressive in terms of trying to hunt my own shot and instead just letting them do what they do, and, I'll spot up and be ready to knock down a shot if they need me. So it's definitely different. Maybe one day I'll get there, but right now it's just me, doing my job, supporting them, and, being there if they need me.
Defensively, what is it that you feel like you need to work on?
I think the big thing for me is just, I'd say just in terms of just help side, just staying locked in on that end. I think I'm all right on the ball. It's just, staying locked in with all our principles. It's different from the pack line I played at Louisville. So it's just learning the principles and staying locked in. I'm sure I'll get better. It's only my second game playing a lot of minutes, so but I'm sure I'm going to get better. And it's only I take pride in getting better, so I'll get there for sure.
Dora Stevenson.
Hey Jordan, what's it like watching film with Khris? How long is it? How much is he talking? What's that session like?
It's really good, for me being able to learn from him. First off, and in terms of the length of the session, it can. The first time, I'm sure he's probably going to do it again after this game, but the first time was super long. I played 37 minutes, I think, that game against the Knicks, and we watched every minute. And a minute of going over it turns into can be 5 minutes just going over 1 minute of film. So it can end up being an hour, to 2 hours, sometimes longer. It just depends on what you're watching. But that specific time, it was quite a bit of time we spent watching it. He really broke it down with me. He's really trying to get me better. He sees a lot of potential in me. And I really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. Being able to learn from somebody like him, an all-star, and it shows, how much he cares in terms of just taking the time out to do that. Not a lot of guys, would do that for, a rookie, somebody new coming to the league. So it means a lot for me.
Did that surprise you, joining this team, that, one of the all-stars on this team would be willing to kind of donate their time, so to speak?
Yeah, it did shock me. I got a text from him. The first text was bring donuts to a flight. The first text was bring donuts, and then after that it was, we're gonna watch all your minutes on this flight. So, when you get on the plane, come sit next to me, and then that's what we did. We watched them, and it definitely took me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, but Khris is a great guy, and maybe it's something I should have expected. I was thinking I was going to go over with one of the coaches, so I really appreciated that, and I was able to learn a lot in that session, one-on-one with him.
Steve McGargy. Steve, go ahead.
When did you find out that there's a pretty good chance you're going to be playing more minutes than usual? Was this after the game last night or this morning? And I was also just wondering, how much more ready did you think you were going into night compared to the Knicks game a couple of weeks ago?
Well, I knew I was going to play this morning, kind of like afternoonish, I'd say. That's when I learned, and I had more notice this time than I did against the Knicks. I found out I was going to play against the Knicks literally when I got here. Not even right when I got here. There's a little bit of time where I didn't know. I thought everybody was playing, and they said some guys were a little banged up. So, I knew a little bit earlier today, and the reason I knew is because I saw it on like Twitter or something. So yeah, I was able to get my mind right a little bit.
Hey, thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
For you, you got a chance to get some running against the Knicks. Obviously, you get to do it again here tonight. Just kind of what do those reps, what do those minutes end up meaning for you? I know you do the work in the play groups and everything else, but just how are these reps different, and how can they help you?
Yeah, it's really good playing actual reps with officials, with fans, playing against a different team, different plays, playing against, for the most part, the other team's main guys. It's been really good. It's good anytime we get that opportunity because, as you guys know, we haven't hardly any. We didn't have hardly any reps in the preseason against our main guys. So it's good to obviously try and take advantage and play well, but there's some good learning experiences as well.
Do you feel like the chemistry you guys have kind of developed in practice or play groups carries over into the game, that even if you are going against the regulars or whatever, like you guys kind of have that chemistry already built in? Yeah, definitely. There's certain things that we learn about each other, and we try to apply those, whether it's seeing Jordan or Brand on the opposite side and calling a pin down for them, or Thanasis or Mamadi seeing me or Jordan and coming for a dribble ad, stuff like that. That's definitely something that we do a lot of in practice and playgroup and try to apply in games.
Jim Ozarski.
You've had the opportunity to work in with the top 6 or 7, whether go back to the opener or even the last home game against Boston. And then you have games like this where you played 27, 28 minutes. What's kind of the difference in terms of how you've seen the defense react to you when you're sort of with Giannis, Khris, Drew, and then maybe in games like this where they kind of know you're going to be relied on to score more, shoot more, or handle more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a difference. When I'm playing with the main guys, it's just really trying to fit in and be that outlet for them, knock down open shots. And these last couple of games against the Knicks and tonight, it's more about trying to create and, like you said, just trying to be a little more ball in hand. And be honest, I feel like I've gotten a lot of shots that I've wanted in these 2 games. Wish I could have made a couple more, but feel like obviously it's very different. But whatever the situation is, whether it's with the main guys or in a situation like this, I'm just going to try and do what I can to create open shots for myself and others.
I know this pace is pretty breakneck, how many games you're playing, especially now, how this road trip. Have you had a chance to look back at how the season has gone, or maybe how you're developing or trying to work? I mean, you've had the G League and different minutes and combination, things like that, or are you just, is that for later, and you're just kind of staying in the moment?
It's definitely something that I'm monitoring. I think if you're not, then you're really missing out on opportunities to get better, because they're even without a ton of reps, there are opportunities to improve. I feel like I've gotten a lot stronger. Definitely gotten a lot stronger as the season's gone on, through weights and whatnot. I feel like I've improved in certain areas, and certainly I feel much more comfortable out on the floor than I did those first few times playing actual minutes. I really just was just you're in a situation where you're just trying not to make mistakes, and now I feel like when I'm out there, I'm trying to actually do some things, improve some things, and help the team, as opposed to just trying not to be a negative out there.
Zora Stevenson.
Hey Sam, is there anything that you can pinpoint from maybe the next game to this game that you improved on, or even the group improved on in the times that you guys got extended minutes, or something maybe that you still need to work on?
Well, first off, congratulations on calling the game tonight. That's awesome. That's really cool. But yeah, there's definitely things. We got to play a little bit of man tonight, which I think was good. Against the Knicks, we played all zone, so that was good. I think offensively, throughout the game tonight, we really started to move the ball a lot more than at the beginning. I think we realized that, without Giannis and Khris and Drew to create consistently, that was a way that we were going to have to create shots. So I think we were better tonight, to be honest, than against the Knicks. They shot the ball better than the Knicks did, but definitely some things that we did better.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.